Well, today we're headed to our capital city. No, not the capital of Texas or even the United States, but the capital of the world. For cowboys. So get ready, partner. I hope your saddle's tight as we head to Stephenville! This episode was made for y'all with the help of our awesome partners. Check the caption for more info. Stephenville, Texas sits about 100 miles southwest of Dallas and only 70 from Fort Worth. But before we get there, we must take a wee layover to visit our friends in Dublin. Well, Texas.
Oh! Top of the morning to ya. Welcome to Dublin, Texas, a town that's greener than the Irish countryside, with more treasures than a rainbow's in. Oh, you're lucky you found us, lads and lassies. This is gonna be a magnificent day. Ha ha!
Was he wearing cowboy boots? Well, this is Dublin, Texas, I suppose. It's a bit like its Irish counterpart, but then again, not at all. Now, despite Dublin's small size, it actually has a couple pretty big claims to fame, especially an incident in 2008 that landed Dublin on the national news for its otherworldly encounters. Well, UFO activity seems to be pretty quiet today. Oh well. It's a good thing Dublin's other attractions are a bit more reliable, and that includes the Hogan Museum. That's right, one of the greatest golfers in history was born right here in this small town. Hogan was an incredible golfer, but after a near-fatal car crash, his career seemed gone. However, Hogan then mounted a triple crown of victories, which still stands today as one of the greatest sports comebacks of all time. And no doubt his time in his father's blacksmith shop helped him to create some of the best clubs in golf, some of which you can actually handle here at the museum.
These are some of the clubs he actually used.
You see, you never know what you may stumble upon when you start exploring small towns. But there's one very sweet reason that we've all heard of Dublin, and a visit to the Keepers of the Sweet is our next stop. Now, you've probably heard about Dublin in the news, and about a little soda they used to make here. Well, sadly, Dublin Dr. Pepper is history, but Dublin Bottling Works is still making history, the same way they've been doing for over 100 years. Like most Texans, you were probably pretty upset when you heard about the untimely demise of Dublin Dr. Pepper. But while the drink may be gone, nobody can take away the history.
This is Old Doc Soda Shop, home of Dublin Bottling Works. We're the birthplace of bottled Dr. Pepper.
The birthplace of bottled Dr.
right
Pepper.
Here, man. Well, let me show you something real quick.
Absolutely.
Believe it or not, this is the very place where the first bottle of Dr. Pepper was ever filled.
The very first bottle?
Right here at this spot.
Sacred ground,
yeah,
man.
absolutely, for sure. Basically what they did, belts ran off of this old drive shaft here, and then they had canisters up above that would run hoses down with the formula. Some guys upstairs mixing the formula together.
So Dr. Pepper may have been invented in Waco, but it was first bottled right here in Dublin. That was 1891. And from that moment, Dublin and Dr. Pepper were inseparable.
Welcome to the W.P. Closter Museum Annex. Mr. Sam Houston Prim, he's the one who brought it here in 1891. And he owned the plant here from 91 until 1946.
Wow.
When he passed it on to his daughter, Miss Grace Prim. Her, along with Mr. Closter, decided to stick with the pure cane sugar when everybody else switched over to corn syrup.
Real sugar. That's what separated the Dr. Pepper bottled in Dublin from all the other bottled Dr. Pepper on Earth. And the other thing that separated Dublin was W.P. Closter, Mr. Dr. Pepper himself.
He worked here from 1933 when he was 14 years old until 1999 when he passed away. So 66 years.
Wow.
Started here as a bottle sorter making 10 cents an hour, worked his way all the way up to owner in 1991 and owned the plant until 1999. He was a huge Dr. Pepper fan and an even bigger Dr. Pepper drinker. He drank about 10 to 12 Dr. Peppers a day. And anywhere he went, he always had a Dr. Pepper in his hand. If he saw you walking down the street, he'd come out and hand you a Dr. Pepper.
Son, your hand is empty. Here,
absolutely, yeah. If you're carrying a Coke or a Pepsi down the street, he'd walk out to you, take it away from you, dump it out, and hand you Dr. Pepper. He was that type of guy.
Did he have, how many fake teeth did he have?
You know, I'm not real sure. He might have had a rich dentist, but other than that, he was a very healthy man.
Yeah.
Worked here until the day he passed away, actually.
Wow.
This room is set up to look like W.P. Closter's original office.
Oh, wow. He liked Dr. Pepper.
The fact that everything in this museum, as well as our other museum, is only about 15% of the entire collection.
Oh, wow.
This man collected everything.
Serious fact rat.
Absolutely.
Mr. Closter's sons now run the business, carrying on the legacy, which still uses the same bottling equipment.
All right, this is our bottling facility that we still use to this day. This is our newest piece of equipment. It's from 1965, so not exactly a new process.
Exactly.
What the bottles will do is they'll come around this first wheel, get a quick shot of syrup, then they'll get a hit of carbonated water, and they'll be capped right here on this same machine. This machine's from 1937, and we still use it.
And while these machines may no longer be pumping out Dublin Dr. Pepper, there's more to taste here than ever before.
And we started off as Dublin Bottling Works, and we're kind of going back to that. We're going back to our roots. And we have 7 new flavors, all made with Imperial Pure Cane Sugar.
Nice. So y'all lost 1 and y'all gained 7.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And they're all our products. You know, if you live in California or New York City or Japan, we'll be able to get them to you.
You can get a Dublin.
Absolutely.
That's cool.
Yep, out with the old and in with the new.
Oh, yeah.
All the new Dublin flavors are fantastic, but amongst the Dublin originals lies one legendary Texas original.
This is Triple X root beer. And rather than just try it here on the fountain, why don't we make it the old-fashioned way? We're going to do it on the fountain in the soda shop.
I like the sound of that.
Triple X root beer, invented in Galveston in the early 1900s by a beer brewery. And when Prohibition hit, they turned full force to root beer. Here at Doc's Soda Shop, you can get it as a soda or a float. Or in my case, both.
Oh, kidding. Nothing like it the old-fashioned way, right?
Absolutely not.
That is delicious.
Now onward to the big city, or biggest city, in these parts at least, Stephenville, Texas. With around 18,000 folks, Stephenville is the county seat of Erath County, which just happens to also be the top dairy-producing county in Texas. Now that's a lot of moolah. Stephenville has a long history of settlers, farmers, cowboys, and every sort of good old-fashioned Texan, including the Tarleton Texans, which is the town's growing university. Campus can be a little confusing.
I don't know, I'm kind of lost on campus. I wish I knew where north was, you know, get my bearings. Oh, hey, that's handy. This way, onward.
Giant compasses aside, one thing that's easy to find near Tarleton, or any college campus for that matter, is good grub. And I'm ready for a meal of collegiate proportions. Now, college kids don't need much to survive, but 2 critical pieces of the college diet are coffee and hot dogs. And this place has both of them. Welcome to Beans and Franks. Not Franks and Beans, the potluck villain, but Beans and Franks, owned by locals Jeff and Jody Wires.
How this all started was I'm originally from New York. A lot of hot dogs around. There were no hot dogs in Central Texas.
Yeah.
Saw the spot close to school. I got a buddy that owns this t-shirt shop.
Yeah.
And it kind of went from there.
So you'll have a lot of college kids in here?
We get a lot of college kids in here. We get college professors over. It's been a really good relationship.
I've never had that mix, you know, coffee and a hot dog in one hand. How does it go? How did those pair?
The first time I told my dad about it, he's like, "There's no way you're going to get people to eat hot dogs and drink coffee at the same time." I was like, "Hey, that's not the goal."
Yeah.
You know, and then we kind of came up with the whole gourmet thing with having 18 different toppings that you could put on a hot dog.
So you can sort of order off menu?
You can order off menu whatever you want. You can have 6 toppings on there.
A double espresso hot dog?
That's right. That's right.
Cool. So what's your favorite?
One of the most popular is called the Big Nasty. And it's some smoked sausage with a bunch of chili on it, cayenne pepper, jalapenos, cheese, onions.
The Big Nasty.
It's
It's
Big
appropriately
Nasty.
named.
That's right. It's good though.
The Big Nasty. Just one of the many hot dog concoctions cooking up here in Beans and Frank's kitchen.
What did you get here?
I got the Shaggy Dog. It has sauerkraut and cheese and onions.
This is the Chicago dog.
Okay,
It
what's
has
on this?
Tomatoes and pickle, and I'm not sure what all.
Chicago dog's good. Big Nasty's good. It's fun to order too.
Just saying it.
Yeah.
It gets
So
me
it's
hungry.
fun to walk up and say, "I want a Big Nasty."
I've heard about this Big Nasty. We tried it?
No, I have not.
Why not?
Because it's big and nasty. I'm scared.
It was a little frightening.
We normally come here to study when we do study and just hang out. Probably at least 3 times a week we're here.
Seriously?
No lie.
So this is the place to come to procrastinate.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
oh yeah.
So whether you're here for the beans, the franks, your books, or just a good time, this is the place to be. And one particular frank has Day Tripper written all over it. So it's done, the Big Nasty.
Okay.
There it is.
Perfect.
And then I'll go for the bean and frank pairing, so I'll have a cool bean, coffee on the side.
Great choice.
Nice,
Very
thank
good.
you. I'm glad you approved. Oh, thank you. Now I know why they call it the Big Nasty. Look at that puppy. Oh, son. I'm gonna try to pick this sucker up. Now I see why Jody warned me this thing was spicy. Oh, the cayenne pepper, boom, on top of the jalapeno sausage. Woo, that's got some kick. It is a hot dog and coffee pairing. You sort of think about a dog. A little swish of coffee. No, they don't go together. No, I think that's 2 separate things. I'm trying to fight this hot dog, but she keeps fighting back. That is spicy. That's delicious. I did it again. I put them together. That's not a good call. So we've explored Stephenville's colossal hot dogs. Next up is its colossal title as the Cowboy Capital of the world. Pretty bold, I'd say, but well deserved. And let's kick off this cowboy journey at the Cowboy Capital Walk of Fame.
We now interrupt this programming to remind you to like and subscribe. Now back to the road.
Honoring the true cowboys who've either lived here or have close ties to Erath County. And there are a ton of them.
Tough Hedeman, John Justin of Justin Boots,
Harry Tompkins, G.K. Lewallen, Ty Murray, 6-time world champion all-around cowboy and the 93 world champion bull rider. If this guy's not a cowboy, nobody is.
To get the real explanation why Stephenville claims the title, I'm going to ask the Cowboys themselves. Starting with Walk of Famer Chick Elms and the Grand Entry Western Store, which was opened in 1956 by other Walk of Famer G.K. Lewallen.
I love the smell of Western shops.
Grand Entry is a real deal Western shop with all the country flair one can handle. The boots, the shirts, the fancy belts. And in the back is Mr. Chick Elms holding down the rodeo shop.
I guess the first question is, how can Stephenville call itself the cowboy capital of the world?
Well, with all the world champion cowboys per capita, there's bukus of world champion cowboys that live in the area. Probably 20, 25 world championship buckles here in town.
World championship
World
buckles.
championships. You have Ty Murray, Tough Hedeman, Ted Noose, Walt Woodard, Cody O. Of course, he doesn't live in Stephenville anymore. He lives in Hyco, which is a suburb, you know.
Yeah, a suburb of Stephenville.
We've got quite a few cowboys that live here. Mr. Tompkins is one of the older pictures, but most
He's
of
about
these
to get
guys,
bucked off of that. He looks like
no,
the happiest
he's
rider.
laughing. He's waving at the crowd.
Yeah.
So this isn't about the cowboy myth at all.
No, it's the real deal.
Yeah.
And Chick should know, as he's won many a rodeo buckle himself for bareback riding. Now, barebacking is just one of the many rodeo events, and Stephenville has championship buckles from all of them, worn by many cowboys.
Now, is there like a club? Y'all all go hang out and drink coffee together?
In the morning, right here, usually. It's 7:30 to 9. We have quite a few coffee drinkers.
Okay. Sit around and shoot the bull.
A lot of it.
And these guys would know a thing or two about bulls. So Chick may have hung up his hat on professional rodeo riding, but Chick's shop is now here to help Stephenville's next generation of world champion rodeo riders.
Is there any way for someone to just try it?
Sure.
How? How do you do that?
We have an arena right out of town here. Every Sunday afternoon, they have a little bull riding, and they have practice bulls. Have beginner bulls, what they call. I mean, they're still big size, but some of them buck, and some of them just kind of hop around a little bit.
And they'll let someone hop on?
Mm-hmm. If you got the nerve, they got the bull.
Yeah, bull riding, I don't know if that's for me. But roping, yeah, I think I could get into that. I'll just need a little bit of practice, and of course, the right equipment. I already got the hat. You know, my boots could use a new shine.
Man, all I need now is the right shirt, you know? Cowboys gotta have a good shirt.
What about this classic brown one? I think that
Well, you know, this is TV, you know, rodeo, gotta pop, right? Gotta have some flash, you know? So.
No, he needs purple for Tarleton Texans.
Tarleton? Well, I didn't go to Tarleton, I did go to UT. So, not the purple.
It's
you know,
all right, because every cowboy needs to tough enough to wear pink.
Pink?
Pink.
Cowboys can do that?
Every
I don't think I'm man enough quite yet for that one. I gotta ride a couple more bulls to pull that
I
off.
don't think you're tough enough for pink, but
Oh,
this
thank
one will
you.
match your chaps, so.
You know what?
I
That
think that'd
will
be
match
good.
my chaps.
Yeah.
Wow, this got out of hand real quick.
I'm ready.
Reel him in.
That was pretty good.
Come on, baby.
I think my cow just died. I ripped its head off. Dang, I'm so sorry.
While fun, roping in a parking lot ain't exactly rodeo style. And what I really want to see is how the real cowboys and cowgirls do it. And here in Stephenville, the best place for that, hands down, is Lone Star Arena.
Now this is where the real cowboys and cowgirls hang out.
And here is owner Marcy Sullivan.
This is where all the action happens, right?
It is where the action happens. And it's known as one of the busiest private facilities. And we always say it's not because of us, it's because we're located in the cowboy capital of the world.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, everybody says we have the toughest patterning in the nation.
So what are we watching today?
Today you're watching barrel racing, and it's 5D barrel racing. And there's girls here from 6-7 states. They're racing for cash, boots, and hats, and buckles.
Okay.
Saddles.
All the bling.
Year-round, and even multiple times a week, Lone Star Arena hosts rodeos and events like this. So if you're in Stephenville, there's a very good chance something's going down at Lone Star.
Now you've watched this sport enough. Can you tell when, like, oh, she turned that first barrel, she's on track?
Yeah, and if you listen to the crowd, a lot of times I won't even be watching the run, and then everybody will be screaming by the time they hit the second barrel, and so then I look and...
Like, sure enough, you know.
Yeah, you just keep your eyes on the arena, because when you're not watching, you're going to miss out on something.
Very true, very true.
And it's a good thing we are, or else we would have missed this. Essentially a 100-pound girl with complete control of a 1,000-pound animal. Hairpin turns, breakaway sprints, and no margin for error. Woo! She was smoking. And that, my friends, is a 5D barrel racing championship time.
So what's going on back here?
This is where everyone warms up.
Okay.
This is the holding pin before you go into the alleyway to run.
All right, all right. Is it necessary? You got to warm the horse up?
Yes. They could get hurt if you didn't warm them up, just like a human.
Oh, okay. Got to stretch, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I obviously have a lot to learn about horses and horse dentistry, as it turns out.
So you do this for a living?
Yeah, I run barrel horses all day from age 2 to 10, I think is our oldest one. This is what I've known since I was little, and I've tried a lot of different things, and this has always just been what I'm best at.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Okay, so this is Jordan, and this is Patron. They're the winners of today's barrel racing. You guys were smoking today.
We were.
So what do you think? Is it more rider or more horse?
The horse. I mean, I'm definitely not breathing as hard as he is after we get done running, but I have to stay in the buggy, so I have pretty much lived in a truck my whole life.
Nice. So it's in your blood.
Yes, truck and a saddle is all I've been.
That's awesome. Wow, this sport is intense, with winners and losers being separated by mere hundredths of a second. Gals chasing their dreams and viewing life from the saddle. So I may not be rodeo grade when it comes to roping and riding, but this cowboy still loves his cows, and for good reason. Now, a cowboy can do a lot of things with a cow, but beyond just roping them and milking them, my favorite thing to do with them is right inside of here, Jake and Dorothys Cafe. Oh yes, Jake and Dorothys Cafe, a Texas original since 1948. And just so we're clear, the best thing that this cowboy can do with a cow is eat one. And the best way in town is cut, battered, and deep fried right here, using the same recipe created by Jake and Dorothy themselves, the parents of current owner Carrie Roach.
Tell me how this place got started.
My dad came down here with my Uncle Paul V, and they climbed through a window back there, and he told him that's what he wanted to do. And they started with this original counter and 4 tables.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How do you think a restaurant sticks around for this long?
You got to keep doing it the same way. Because I've seen a lot come and go.
Yeah.
Everything from scratch.
Peeling potatoes.
Peel potatoes, make gravy from scratch. 'Cause I'm still buying the same meat my daddy started with.
Really?
In 1948. We grind our own meat, we make our own chicken fries, everything's homemade.
That's awesome. Old-fashioned way. Do you have any old-timers that eat here like every day?
Yeah.
Really?
They come for lunch every day and sometimes dinner too.
Jake and Dorothy's is a tradition in Stephenville, one that's as familiar as family.
Everybody's been talking about the chicken fried. Do you think it's one of the best in Texas?
Well, Hyco claims that too, you know. Two places.
I think, yeah, those are fighting words.
Yeah.
You know, every small town diner claims it. What do you think?
Better not get into that.
Oh, this is my grandpa, by the way, right here.
And family absolutely includes my family.
Oh, Chet, you got food on your face.
Mom!
I have been coming here since 1950.
No.
So I am a loyal customer.
You need your name on the wall or something
Yes.
like that.
It was the hot spot when we were in high school.
How long have y'all been coming here?
Well, she was raised
60
here.
years.
60 years?
My dad worked here for 48 years.
Wow.
And my dad's sister's Dorothy.
Of Jake and Dorothy's. Pretty famous gal.
Yeah. I tell you, this is the best chicken fried steak in Texas.
Oh, really?
You bet. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's the best.
Really? Mm-hmm. The best where? In Stephenville?
In Texas.
However, chicken fried steak isn't the only thing this place has to be proud of.
Chocolate, coconut, lemon, specialty pies, triple delight, coconut delight, blueberry and cherry jamboree, and the list goes on. And it was started out to be a pie of the day, and it's ended up to several hundred a week.
The 100 pies of the day, yeah.
And as it turns out, Jake was a bit of a Texas innovator.
He invented the waffle cutter, and we still make those homemade.
Wait, are you telling me he invented the waffle cutter?
Right.
So is this the first place in Texas serving waffle fries?
I guess.
An invention so top secret we can't show it on camera. Because if this waffle-y technology fell into the wrong hands, I fear to even mention it. But luckily, we can all eat the waffle fries, which is more fun anyway.
Hey, I'm doing great. You know what? I don't even need a menu. I already know what I want. Chicken fried steak with waffle fries.
And after I push through the obligatory green thing, here it comes.
All right, here it is, guys. The classic Jake and Dorothy's chicken fried steak. Look at that, a huge chicken fried steak on a bed of cream gravy. No gravy on the top here, it all goes underneath. It helps keep the steak crispier. The classic Jake and Dorothy's waffle fries. Look at that. You can see through them. You can't buy a machine that makes these puppies because they made it by hand. Oh man, that was good. You know when chicken fried steak is done right, when it just melts in your mouth, right? You barely even have to chew it. It is flavorful. It is so tender. And the crust is crunchy and crispy. Tasty, tasty, tasty. You know, now you know why they've been around 60 years. It's because they're making food like this. I'm gonna need some more napkins. Probably a to-go box too.
What a day. From a town so sweet it's out of this world, to a place so talented it's the capital of the world. Well, for cowboys anyway. And whether you're chasing dreams on a horse or chasing the best chicken fried steak in Texas in your car, both roads lead to Stephenville.
Wow. I mean, do they get much better than this? I don't think so. So I'll see all y'all out on the road. Bye con Dios, amigos. Oh man, that's good.
Oh, you're lucky you made it, mate.
Mate.
Lads and lassies. Ha ha!
Stephenville! That's my boot slip.
I don't know that these are gonna buckle.
Oh, don't tell me my thighs are too fat.
Oh, you gotta go on that weight loss program.
That way, Chet? Oh, let's get the poles in and everything. No, this is all bad. Yeah, it can't.
Come on, wind. They said there may be UFOs out here. I haven't seen anything yet.
Flying saucers and such. Little green men.
Ah! Although there seem to be these possessed pie pans flying through the air. It's so ridiculous.
Howdy, y'all. Follow along with my adventures at Chet Tripper on Instagram and at The Day Tripper TV on Facebook and YouTube. Or head to thedaytripper.com for travel guides, past episodes, and info on our mobile app and Team Day Tripper.
This episode was made for y'all with the help of our awesome partners. Check the caption for more info. Howdy, y'all. Chet the Day Tripper here. Thanks so much for tripping with us. Remember, while you're here, like this video, subscribe to our channel so that we can stay out there on the road and keep on tripping. Did we miss anything in this town? Leave us a comment, let us know. We love finding out about new stops with all of your tips. And if you love Epic Texas Day Trips, remember to check our channel. We got a lot of them on there. Also, don't forget, if you want some sweet Day Tripper merch or another cool Texas-made product, come see us in Georgetown at the Day Tripper World Headquarters. You can also shop online if you check the link down there in the caption. All right, y'all. Bye con Dios, amigos.